Have you ever felt truly heard? Not just that someone acknowledged your words, but that they truly understood your meaning? In today's fast-paced world, genuine listening can feel like a lost art. We're bombarded with information, our attention pulled in countless directions. Emails, texts, social media. The noise never seems to end. It's easy to fall into the trap of half listening, our minds elsewhere while someone speaks. This lack of attention has real consequences. Misunderstandings arise. Relationships become strained. Opportunities are missed. What if there was a way to cut through the noise and truly connect? What if we could unlock a superpower that could transform our conversations and deepen our relationships? That superpower is active listening. It's more than just hearing the words someone speaks. It's about being fully present, engaging with the speaker, and striving to understand their message on a deeper level. Think about the last time you had a conversation. Did you find your mind wandering? Were you already formulating your response before the other person finished speaking? We've all been there. Our brains are wired to process information quickly, and it's easy to slip into autopilot. The constant stream of digital distractions only exacerbates the problem. Notifications pop up, demanding our attention. We feel obligated to stay connected, constantly checking our devices even when engaged in conversation. This digital dependence comes at a cost. When our attention is divided, we miss crucial cues. The subtle nuances of voice, body language, and facial expressions are lost. We fail to fully grasp the speaker's emotions and perspective. The result? Miscommunication, frustration, and a breakdown in connection. Active listening offers a powerful antidote to this modern dilemma. It's about consciously choosing to quiet the noise around us and truly focus on the person in front of us. It's about making a deliberate effort to understand not just their words, but also their feelings and intentions. This level of engagement can feel like a breath of fresh air in a world starved for authentic connection. When we feel truly heard, we feel valued and respected. Trust is built, empathy flourishes, and suddenly, communication transforms from a mundane exchange of information into a meaningful and enriching experience. Active listening. It sounds simple enough, doesn't it? But in practice, it's a skill that eludes many. We often confuse hearing with listening. Hearing is a passive act, the physical reception of sound waves. Listening, on the other hand, is an active process that requires conscious effort and engagement. Active listening involves a genuine desire to understand the speaker's perspective. It's about putting aside our own thoughts and biases, even for a moment, to truly focus on the message being conveyed. It's about being present in the conversation, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Think of it like this. Imagine you're watching a movie. You can hear the dialogue, but your mind is elsewhere. You're scrolling through your phone, distracted by thoughts of work, or planning your next meal. Are you truly experiencing the film? Of course not. The same principle applies to conversations. Section 2. Full attention. The cornerstone of connection. The foundation of active listening rests upon the pillar of full attention. When we give someone our undivided attention, we communicate respect, interest, and a willingness to understand. Our body language speaks volumes in these moments. Eye contact is crucial. It signals that we're engaged and present, not lost in the distractions of our own minds. Putting away our phones, silencing notifications, and turning towards the speaker are all non-verbal cues that convey our attentiveness. Imagine having a conversation with someone whose eyes dart around the room, their fingers tapping away at their phone. Would you feel heard? Likely not. Now imagine speaking to someone who looks you in the eye, nods their head in understanding, and offers verbal affirmations like "I see" or "Tell me more." The difference is palpable. Section 3. Feedback. The language of understanding. Active listening goes beyond simply absorbing information. It involves providing feedback to demonstrate comprehension, and encourage the speaker to elaborate. This feedback can be verbal or nonverbal. Paraphrasing is a powerful technique. It involves summarizing the speaker's message in our own words to ensure we've understood correctly. For example, we might say, "So, what you're saying is," or "if I understand you correctly." This not only clarifies the message, but also shows the speaker that we're actively processing their words. Nonverbal cues like nodding, tilting our heads, and mirroring the speaker's emotions can also convey understanding and empathy. Asking clarifying questions is another effective way to ensure we're on the same page. Instead of interrupting with our own thoughts or experiences, we can ask open-ended questions that encourage the speaker to expand on their ideas. Section 4. Withholding judgment. Creating a safe space. Perhaps the most challenging yet rewarding aspect of active listening is the ability to withhold judgment. Our own biases, experiences, and opinions can cloud our judgment and prevent us from truly hearing what the other person is saying. When we judge, we create a wall between ourselves and the speaker. They may become defensive, shut down, or withdraw from the conversation. Active listening requires us to set aside our own preconceived notions and approach the conversation with an open mind and a willingness to see things from the speaker's perspective. This doesn't mean we have to agree with everything the speaker says. It simply means creating a safe space for them to express themselves without fear of criticism or judgment. It's about listening with empathy and seeking to understand their perspective, even if it differs from our own. Active listening in personal relationships. Imagine a world where your partner truly listens, where friends offer a safe space to vent. This is the power of active listening. It's the invisible thread that weaves together understanding and empathy. When we feel heard, a sense of safety and trust blossoms. Building bridges. Active listening in the workplace. Step into the fast-paced world of work, where deadlines loom and the pressure is on. Even amidst the hustle, active listening remains an invaluable tool for success. It's the bridge that connects colleagues, fosters collaboration, and paves the way for innovation. When leaders actively listen to their team members, they create an environment of respect and trust. Employees feel valued, their ideas heard, and their contributions recognized. This fosters engagement, boosts morale, and ultimately drives better results. Active listening isn't just for managers. It's a skill that benefits everyone in the workplace. From resolving conflicts effectively to fostering strong client relationships, the ability to truly hear and understand others is paramount for professional growth and success. Harmony in the hustle. Active listening in everyday life. Beyond the realms of romance and work, active listening weaves its magic into the tapestry of our everyday interactions. The barista taking our order, the cashier ringing up our groceries, the stranger we strike up a conversation with on the bus. Each encounter holds the potential for connection when infused with active listening. Imagine a world where we approach even the most mundane exchanges with genuine curiosity and a desire to connect, where we put down our phones, make eye contact, and truly listen to the stories unfolding around us. This is the ripple effect of active listening in action. It's about recognizing the humanity in everyone we encounter, no matter how fleeting the interaction. It's about transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for connection, understanding, and shared experience. Section 4. A catalyst for growth. The transformative power of being heard. The power of active listening extends far beyond simply improving communication. It's a catalyst for personal growth, both for the listener and the speaker. When we truly listen to someone, we open ourselves up to new perspectives, new ideas, and new ways of seeing the world. For the speaker, feeling heard can be deeply validating. It can boost their self-esteem, empower them to share their thoughts and feelings more openly, and even inspire them to make positive changes in their lives. Active listening is a gift to ourselves and to those around us. It's a gift that keeps on giving, fostering deeper connections, greater understanding, and a more compassionate world, one conversation at a time. Section 1. Mastering the art practical tips for active listening. Active listening, like any art form, requires practice and intention. While it may seem daunting at first, mastering this skill can become second nature with consistent effort. The key is to approach each conversation as an opportunity to hone your listening skills. Start by creating the right environment. Minimize distractions. Silence your phone, turn off notifications, and choose a quiet space where you can focus. Next, shift your mindset from waiting to speak to genuinely wanting to understand. This means letting go of your own agenda, judgments, and preconceived notions. Instead, approach the conversation with an open mind and a genuine curiosity about the speaker's perspective. Remember, active listening is not about passively absorbing information. It's about actively engaging with the speaker and demonstrating your understanding. Simple verbal cues like "I see, tell me more," or "that sounds challenging" can go a long way in showing the speaker that you're present and listening attentively. Section 2. Beyond words. Deciphering the language of nonverbal cues. While words carry weight, our nonverbal communication often speaks volumes. Active listening involves paying close attention to these subtle cues, as they can reveal a deeper layer of meaning and emotion behind the spoken word. Eye contact is paramount. It signals interest, establishes connection, and conveys respect. However, be mindful of cultural differences, as prolonged eye contact can be perceived as aggressive or disrespectful in some cultures. Pay attention to body language. Is the speaker leaning in, suggesting interest, or leaning back, perhaps signaling discomfort? Are their arms crossed, indicating defensiveness, or open and relaxed, conveying trust? Mirroring the speaker's posture and gestures subtly can create a sense of rapport and understanding. Section 3. Cultivating Curiosity. Asking the right questions the right way. Asking questions is an essential aspect of active listening, but not all questions are created equal. Avoid closed-ended questions that elicit a simple yes or no response. Instead, opt for open-ended questions that invite the speaker to elaborate, share their thoughts and feelings, and delve deeper into the topic at hand. For example, instead of asking, "Did you have a good day?" try asking, "What was the highlight of your day?" instead of "Are you upset?" Try, "Tell me how you're feeling." These subtle shifts in phrasing can make a world of difference in encouraging the speaker to open up and share more fully. Remember, the goal is not to interrogate the speaker, but to encourage them to share their perspective. When asking questions, be genuinely curious. Listen attentively to their response, and avoid interrupting or interjecting your own opinions or experiences. Section 4. The inner game overcoming common listening barriers. As humans, we all have internal filters that can hinder our ability to listen effectively. These filters are shaped by our past experiences, biases, beliefs, and emotional states. Recognizing and addressing these internal barriers is crucial for becoming a more effective listener. One common barrier is the tendency to judge. We may find ourselves criticizing the speaker's choices, disagreeing with their opinions, or jumping to conclusions before they've finished speaking. Practice suspending judgment and focusing on understanding the speaker's perspective, even if it differs from your own. Another obstacle is the urge to offer solutions. While our intentions may be good, prematurely offering advice can make the speaker feel unheard and dismissed. Instead of jumping into problem-solving mode, focus on empathizing with the speaker and validating their feelings. Section 1. A listening ear, the power of presence. Sarah, a high school student, sat across from her mother, tears welling in her eyes. Her mum, usually quick with advice, simply listened. As Sarah poured out her feelings, a shift occurred. By the end, Sarah felt heard. The power of active listening had eased her burden. Bridging the divide. Active listening in conflict resolution. Imagine a heated argument. Voices raised, positions entrenched. One pauses, takes a breath, and listens to the other's perspective. This shift to active listening can be the turning point. Mark stopped arguing and started listening. He asked David to explain his concerns and listened. This act of listening diffused the tension. The gift of understanding, transforming relationships through empathy. Active listening is a cornerstone of empathy. We step into the speaker's shoes, experiencing their world. Emily, a young nurse, encountered Mr. Jones, who was withdrawn. She paused and sat with him, her body language open. She asked about his day with genuine concern. Mr. Jones began to open up. Emily listened with her heart. A bond formed, and Mr. Jones began to heal emotionally. Section 4. From misunderstanding to breakthrough. When active listening changes the game. Imagine a world where misunderstandings are met with curiosity instead of judgment, where conflicts are resolved through understanding instead of blame. Active listening has the power to transform not only our personal interactions, but also our workplaces, communities, and even our world. A software development team struggled to meet deadlines, their progress hampered by miscommunication and frustration. During a team meeting, their manager, Lisa, decided to try something different. She introduced the concept of active listening, encouraging her team to practice empathy, ask clarifying questions, and withhold judgment during their interactions. The impact was profound. As team members began actively listening to each other, they uncovered hidden assumptions, identified communication breakdowns, and discovered creative solutions that had previously been overlooked. The team's productivity soared, but more importantly, their relationships strengthened, creating a more collaborative and supportive work environment. Section 1. The Echoes of Understanding, Active Listening's Lasting Impact. As we've journeyed through the intricacies of active listening, from its core components to its transformative effects on relationships, workplaces, and everyday encounters, one resounding truth emerges. The power of truly hearing and being heard is profound. It's a power that transcends words, reaching into the depths of human experience to foster connection, understanding, and empathy. Imagine a world where active listening is the norm, not the exception. A world where conflicts are met with curiosity instead of defensiveness, where differences are explored as opportunities for growth, and where every interaction, no matter how fleeting, holds the potential for meaningful connection. This is the legacy of active listening, a legacy built on empathy, respect, and a genuine desire to understand the world from perspectives other than our own. It's a legacy that ripples outward, touching not only our individual lives but also our families, communities, and the broader fabric of society. Section 2. A World Transformed, One Conversation at a Time. The transformative power of active listening lies not in grand gestures, but in the small, everyday moments of connection. It's in the pause before we interrupt, the question that invites deeper understanding, the nonverbal cues that convey empathy and support. Imagine a world where parents actively listen to their children, creating a safe space for open communication and fostering strong, trusting relationships. Imagine classrooms where teachers actively listen to their students, nurturing curiosity, encouraging diverse perspectives, and creating a love of learning that lasts a lifetime. Imagine workplaces where active listening is embedded in the company culture, fostering collaboration, innovation, and a shared sense of purpose. Imagine a world where leaders actively listen to their constituents, seeking to understand their needs, addressing their concerns, and building a more just and equitable society for all. Embrace the power of active listening. Begin with a conscious choice to be present, to truly hear, and to seek understanding. Resist the urge to interrupt or steer the conversation back to yourself. Focus on understanding the speaker's perspective. Ask clarifying questions and pay attention to nonverbal cues. Conversations become richer, relationships deepen, and conflicts are resolved. Embrace active listening and transform your life.